What's up, everyone? Welcome to the collaboration with Loveday Kitchen and EaterLBC. We've got Courtney and myself, Manny, here. We've got some pies that we're going to be tasting, and then we've got some bourbons that we're going to be tasting as well. We're going to pair each bourbon with each type of pie that we've got here, the two different pies, see which one we like best, and just kind of take things from there. But first, Courtney's going to explain a little bit more about the pies and her idea behind the whole thing and why she just wanted to make pies for us today.
So this is actually a pear bourbon pie with a spiced oak top. And because Manny over here really loves bourbon, as you can tell, I had this brilliant idea that we should do a little collaboration. I'll make some pear bourbon pie, and then we'll pair it with some of his bourbon. And he also helped me pick the bourbon that was actually put in the pies. So we have two separate pies, the same pie, both made with different bourbons. So one is made with the Larceny and one is made with Maker's Mark. And we are gonna test Manny's bourbon palate, and he's gonna pick which pie was made with which bourbon. Now,
really quickly to the test here. All right.
Okay, so you wanna start with pie A?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So we've got two pies, like Courtney said. We've got pie A and then pie B, one made with Larceny, one made with Makers. And we've got both samples here in front of us. A is on the left, B is on the right. Let's just dive right into it.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go, pie A.
All right, pie A. This is really freaking good. I want to eat the whole thing.
Because there's still more.
Yeah, right?
It's so good. So there's lots of warm spices in here. Makes you feel like fall. It's just very like, it kind of makes your like whole body just feel warm and fuzzy, and the oat top offers a texture that it like balances out the texture of the pear. Yeah. So you still, it's not just like soft pear, you get that like texture from the the crumble too. Yeah, absolutely. And the bourbon flavor really comes through, not on the first bite, but like the second bite and then the third bite. That's when you really start to taste it. Yeah. And then there's also some bitters in here too. So that was really, that we used the orange. That was the one that I picked. Yeah, so nice. And that actually helps bring out some of the flavor of the pear too. Right. It's like a cocktail pie almost. Okay. So let's sample. What do you think is in pie A? Without tasting pie B.
Yeah, without tasting pie B.
What is your first instinct?
I feel like it's my first take is that it's Makers, because Makers is a little bit of a lower proof bourbon. Okay. You know? It's weeded like Larceny, but just like kind of on the first bite, I'm gonna say with Makers. I'm gonna say pie is made with Makers.
All right. I know the answer, by the way.
Yeah, she does, not me. This is blind pie taste testing for me. All right.
Okay, let's sip. We gotta sip, don't we?
Sure, yeah, we do.
So before we taste this one, let's have some of this stuff over here.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. So this is your part.
All right, my part here. Here we go. So you can see we've got three bourbons here. The idea behind these three is that two of them are wheated bourbons, and one of them is kind of a lower proof, kind of sweeter bourbon. So all three are sweet, you know, lower proof in like the 80s to low 90s. I figured like a higher proof bourbon would kind of take away from the pie. So my thought was to pair kind of sweet with sweet. You know what I mean? Since pie is a dessert, like these would be good, just kind of sipping whiskeys for desserts, you know? So the first one we've got is Larceny. Okay, it's 92 proof, a wheated bourbon coming out of Heaven Hill. Yeah, smells nice.
Let's just preface this all with, I'm not a bourbon drinker. So I may like bourbon after this. Who knows?
For me, the Larceny, it brings out lots of caramel, lots of vanilla right off the nose.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's really smooth. Yeah. It's actually really good.
Yeah, right? I mean, you're gonna, obviously with every bourbon that you sip, you know, that first sip, you're gonna get the burn, right? And then you do what's called the Kentucky chew, where you just kind of chew like a piece of pie, right? You just put it in your mouth and chew on it, swirl it around.
They're really good together.
right?
That is delicious.
Yeah. Take another bite of the pie here.
Okay. What's our second bourbon?
Second bourbon we have, as of recent, is a highly coveted bottle. It's Eagle Rare. Okay. This one, I'd say like a few years ago, and this is just kind of recent history on this thing anyway. A few years ago, maybe 3 to 5 years ago. Super accessible, you know, easy to find. It's turned into almost a highly allocated bourbon, meaning that
so it's like Pliny the Elder
kind
for
of
beer.
right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
beer equivalent would be Pliny.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
Right? Getting harder and harder to find.
Coveted.
And more,
Yeah.
and more expensive, right?
Okay.
Typically, it would have been maybe 30 or 40 bucks, depending on where you go.
Okay.
Now it's upwards of 60, 70. I've seen it somewhere for even like $100, which is outrageous. But anyway.
Don't drink it too fast.
Yeah, right. Seriously. Right. So this one is a little bit lower proof than the Larceny, but still a wheated bourbon. Okay, so it's nice and smooth. It's all of these are nice everyday sippers, right? So Eagle Rare is aged 10 years, a little bit longer than the Larceny. It comes in at 90 proof. Okay, so a little bit, like I said, not a ton, but a little bit less, right?
Okay.
Just dive right into it.
It definitely has a different nose.
Yeah, it's a little softer. It's a little softer than the Larceny. Not that the Larceny is harsh, but you can tell it's to me it smells a little bit more creamy and it's a lot softer.
Okay. It's very different. It's definitely not as sweet as this one.
Mm-hmm.
It has a very different nose. Let's see what it tastes like. But it balances so well with the, this actually brings out a lot of the spice in the pie. So you actually get more of that like sort of warm, spicy, like those fall flavors.
Okay.
It kind of opens up the bourbon a little bit.
It does.
And then it opens up that spice on the palate.
It does. Yeah, wow. I could really, It's a lot more like the not spice, but the baking spices, right? Like it kind of just started on the center of my tongue and went.
Yeah, it really opens it up.
Wave. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a nice one.
That was
a good one. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay. All right.
Right. Yeah. Got a few more to get through here.
Bourbon 3.
All right.
I know.
So Bourbon 3 is an Angel's Envy. This one's a really nice one. It's actually aged in port wine barrels.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of a sweeter flavor to it. Comes in a lower proof. It's an 86 proof. So of the three, it's the lowest.
Okay.
All right. Lots of folks like this, kind of use it as an aperitif, you know, after dinner. So let's just dive right into it. You'll get the port right off the nose, right? Like.
Yeah, it has a lot more of that winey.
Yeah.
Actually, I think out of the three, this is my favorite.
Yeah. It tends to
I like the sweetness of the Larceny, but this is more palatable. Like for me, not being a bourbon drinker, that for me is a little easier to drink and sip.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens here.
This one really, for me, it really accentuates the pear. Like really, really accentuates the fruit in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man.
You getting that?
That's good, but it also actually balances the crust and the crumble. So you get more of that like almost caramely like notes from like the butter and the oat. Maybe because we're closer to the edge of the crust also, but
yeah, I know. That it definitely, the oats. It definitely brings out the oats and a little bit of oakiness too. I want to say, which is weird for an Angel's Envy, being such low proof. But it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Oh man.
It's really good.
Okay.
All right.
Pie B.
Now we're moving on to Pie B. Here we go. All right. So Here, I'm gonna cleanse the palate a little bit.
Right,
and see if
right. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. See if I can. All right. So
Okay.
my first guess, the pie A was made with the makers, right? Is that what I
Yeah.
said? Okay. All right. See if
Okay.
I'm right. All right. Here we go. Interesting.
I told you they tasted different.
Yeah.
They totally taste different. So when they were baking yesterday, I was able to taste the pan goo, and my preference was pie B because it wasn't as sweet as pie A.
I'm gonna switch. I think this one was made with the makers. The first one was made with the Larceny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is correct.
That's correct?
That is
Okay.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised because I thought I was gonna like the Larceny over the makers, but the makers, I think because this one is a little sweeter, it actually balances a little bit better. So it's not, we're not doing sweet on sweet. It's more like that even keel where you get that balance of, you know, everything.
Yeah.
But you can still taste the bourbon.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
for sure.
missing at all.
No.
But it actually balances out the pear a little bit better.
Yeah, and like it's like you said, it's less sweet, and I'm picking up more of kind of like the saltiness of the pie.
In the crumble.
Yeah. Yes, in the crumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Here we
So,
go.
there we go.
Let's taste. I know.
Let's see how these pair.
The palate is right. You know your booze.
I
don't know what to say. He's been doing this a little while.
I have been drinking bourbon for a while, so.
See, as it sits a little bit more and it opens up, it's just slightly sweeter, and you get a lot more orange notes with it.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot more citrus coming in from the Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like you've got an orange peel like right in your nose, right?
That's so good.
Yeah.
The pie's so good though.
Yeah, it is. The pie's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Back to Eagle Rare.
All right. Back to the Eagle.
It's still my favorite one with the pie though.
Yeah.
Of course, it has to be the most expensive and the hardest to find. Yep. That's the one that goes with the pie for sure.
Yeah. The Eagle Rare is good.
Because it still opens up that spice, that like warm. It's a very nice balance.
Yeah. It's interesting. I took a big piece of crust too, but I'm not getting the same like saltiness, brininess that I was with the Larceny.
Right.
So.
That's weird. Because there's like there is some salt in the crumble, but you get it in different bites, so it's not all like. That's why it's so good together that you get that salty sweet. It's like that umami flavor, you know?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
All right.
Here we are. Back to this one. This one was my favorite.
Angel's Envy.
That is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. That one's.
I may be a bourbon drinker after this. Who knows?
See, it just takes the right bourbon.
It does.
Right. People say that all the time. I don't like bourbon. You just haven't found the right one.
It's true. It actually balances this pie a little bit better, and the Eagle Rare balances this pie A little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Just saw like how drastic the flavor difference
Right.
is, huh?
It is. It really, really is. It's like I prefer this one with this pie. Just maybe because it is a less sweet.
Yeah.
And so it's the same with the makers.
Yeah.
That it was slightly less sweet than the Larceny, so that's why they're balancing a little bit better.
Yeah. I think for me, like the pie is highlighting a lot of the port in the Angel's Envy.
Right.
Like I'm getting that
Going straight for crust.
that port barrel, that port wine, like you know, a little bit of oaky portness, oakiness, if that's even a thing.
Right.
But no, it's good. Yeah.
Try take a piece of crust with it though.
All right, let me try the crust here. Here we go.
Because then you get that little salty bit with like the caramely goo.
I know, I wish I could like do a close-up of this. This crust is just, there's the filling just overflowing right over it. I don't know if you can see, but it's really good.
Mm.
Yeah,
It was so good.
that crust is nice. That's very nice.
We're just gonna finish this one with.
I'm gonna go back to the eagle on this one, see how that one tastes.
It actually brings out the butteriness of that crust. Like when you take the bite of the crust with the, it actually brings out like that. Yeah, that buttery. You get more of like that butter flavor. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delicious. I'm just gonna keep.
I know, right?
Don't mind me.
Finish it off.
It really is my favorite pie.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's like that buttery, like slight saltiness to it.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like a cookie, almost like a peanut butter cookie, almost.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, for me, that's what I'm getting.
I actually got a lot of banana with this pie.
Nice.
It was weird. I got like almost that like ripe banana like flavor. Interesting.
Cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. These
Good.
pies, everyone are like super good. Super good. Completely like smash worthy. I could probably eat the half of it. So.
Listen, I can't eat a lot of pie because I make pie all the time, but I could actually eat all of this. It's really good for breakfast too.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's got oats and fruit.
There you go. So it's like oatmeal,
It's
right?
like breakfast food.
There you go. Keep you full of energy to take on the day, right?
Right.
Cool. So, if you guys want to get in on ordering these pies, this is the lady you gotta see. You gotta go to Courtney. You gotta go to Loveday. That's her handle.
Loveday Kitchen on Instagram, and on Facebook it's the Loveday Kitchen. And yeah, stop by, give a like, and let me know if you want a pie for the holidays. So the holiday order's out. The menu right now, we have apple pie and our featured pear bourbon pie, a flour roast chocolate cake for those that are potentially gluten-free or they just want something chocolatey. It's like a big giant chocolate fudgy brownie. Don't get the gluten-free part twisted. It is delicious.
Nice.
And then also I'm making pull-apart dinner rolls. They're like super soft and pillowy and buttery, and like you just make you want to like dip it in all your things and sop it up and like just So stop by, and you know I've got other things too. So check it out and see if anything tickles your fancy, and if it doesn't, then just give it a like. Yeah, for sure. Definitely check it out. Like I said, it's pretty versatile. Like Courtney said, actually, it's pretty versatile. She's got the pies, the cookies, the dinner rolls, the mushroom soup, which looked pretty awesome on your menu, right? It was good. And dog treats. And dog treats. Don't forget dog treats. Right. Because it's cookies for the whole family right now. This week it's peanut butter cookies for the whole family. Yep. Awesome. I've got one dog that's very obsessed. And I'm about to feed mine those treats too, and I guarantee he's gonna love it. So awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching our video here of us tasting our pie and pairing the bourbons with it. Like I said, these are just kind of some, entry-level sweet, weeded type bourbons that everybody could drink. Good everyday sippers. The Angel's Envy is a popular one right now for the everyday sipper. Yeah, so, that was good. Yeah, you can find these at pretty much any one of your craft liquor stores or even your grocery stores, with the exception of the Eagle Rare. Like I said, it's getting harder and harder to find. So just keep your eyes out for it if you want to pick up a bottle. We should do this again. Yeah, totally. Right? Yeah, we should bring up a different pie. Yeah. And maybe we'll do apple next. I like that. Yeah, and then we'll just do one pie this time though. Okay. All right. And we'll just eat and drink. Yeah, that sounds perfect. That is, I'm good with eating and drinking. All right. All right, everybody. Take care. Thank you. Thanks for watching.